I'd like to call the Town of Wappinger Planning Board meeting to order. Could we all rise for a pledge of the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, could we have the secretary perform a roll call attendance, please?
Here. Here. Here.
Here. Here. Here. Okay. All the board members should have received the minutes from the June 16th meeting.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Motion's made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Okay. Our first item on the agenda this evening is an adjourned public hearing for Kingdom Hall amended site plan. Entertain a motion to reopen the amended, or the adjourned public hearing.
I'll move that.
Okay, motion's made, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, is there anyone here this evening from the Kingdom Hall application?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
I'm Ms. Beverly Aldridge. I'm representing the project management team for this project.
Okay. All right, okay, I'm just at a loss here for a second. What were the open items that we had? Hold on. So we received, did you submit any changes to for this project? Is there anything that was submitted to us? Because I don't believe we did. I know that the planner had left us some notes regarding some items that we had discussed last time.
Right. Yes, I believe the application that was submitted last time wasn't able to be reviewed because it was submitted too close to the public hearing time. But I believe everything that was asked during that meeting was addressed in the plans. I think mostly it was questions about the lighting, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Bruce, we did get another submission. It was sent out on July 18th. It was prepared, it just must have come in.
On July 18th, which was last week.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, that's the one here dated July 17th. It's the one that's dated the 17th, received on the 18th.
Yeah. Let's see what the...
I didn't see a revised plan.
Oh, this is for the special use permit only.
That's mine. That was the special use
Sorry,
permit?
that was just the special
That
use
was what was
permit.
emailed to us. Okay, so that has nothing to, that was just a requirement you guys had to make for the, okay. That's really not an issue then. That was just a requirement. Okay, so I think that really, tonight, this really comes down to is just a discussion regarding waivers. Christian, did Malcolm, right, Malcolm didn't have anything other than that specific that we needed discussion on?
No,
It
nothing.
was just the waivers that were outlined in tonight's memo.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, first, why don't we do, before we vote on any of these waivers, just going to open up the floor for a minute. Is there anybody here this evening that has a comment or concern regarding the Kingdom Hall application, which is on All Angels Hill Road? Okay, seeing none, let's go ahead and discuss these different waivers we have. All right, so the first waiver is the applicant's requesting a waiver to formalize the 2 existing utility pole-mounted lights which are leased from Central Hudson. The waiver would be to allow the lighting to remain at 30 feet, where 15 feet is the maximum allowed per 240-23. So with that, I'll leave it to the board. Does anybody have any concerns with this waiver? If not,
That's only the Central Hudson poles, right?
those are the Central Hudson poles.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so if everybody's in favor of granting the waiver for that, entertain a vote So somebody wants to make a motion to grant the waiver? All right.
No, second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. All right, so the second waiver was for the applicants requesting a waiver in the same section for the foot candle, maximum 5-foot candles, where a hotspot of 7.5-foot candles is proposed at the base of a new lighting pole proposed for the northern entrance driveway. A waiver of 2.5-foot candles would be required by the planning board for the lighting plan.
I'll move that.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay, the last waiver, all right, the applicant is proposing site lighting, a site lighting system customizable regarding the site lighting dimming, and has asked the planning board preferences with respect to how it should be customized. Following the discussion from the June 2nd meeting, then this is the planner's recommendation, was during operating hours earlier than 11 p.m., the lights are to be programmed to dim to 50% when motion detectors show inactivity for a period of time in excess of 15 minutes, and that the dimming be timed in such a way that it avoids sudden transition from full illumination to dimmed and from dimmed to full illumination. Also, after operating hours, after 11 p.m., the lighting be programmed to remain off, as the existing utility pole lighting on the north side of the property will provide sufficient ambient lighting for the site. If everybody's in agreement with that wordage itself, and the applicant...
Condition, not a waiver.
It would be, yeah, well, it'll be it would be a condition, more or less. I agree with that.
That would go on the plans?
That will go on the plans, yeah, as a condition of approval.
And in the resolution.
Right, and that falls under the, they'll fall under the site plan and not the special use permit, because that'd be the
That would be
question.
under the site plan.
Site plan.
It'd be the same, all right, so, all right. Okay, so if everybody's in agreement with that, that would be a special condition then.
I'll move
They'd
that.
have-
For a special condition?
Huh?
Do we need
Those two items that I just discussed.
the dimmers and
The dimmer.
turn off at 11 p.m.?
And I think it was like, instead of it being an instant on and off, it was a gradual.
Yeah.
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 I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Motion's made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Okay, okay, the monument sign, that was the reason for the permit we just received, correct, Barbara?
Yes, and that needs a waiver.
And that needs a waiver as well. All right, so entertain a motion to grant the waiver for signage.
So move.
Second.
Okay, motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, so I mean, other than that, I think we've gone through all those items. Being that there's no public here again tonight for this, entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. All right, so now, with that, I believe there's no outstanding issues.
The only comment we had that was remaining, it might even be on the plan already, we just asked for the note to recognize the need for the county permit for any work within the right-of-way.
Okay,
So that was just simply a note to add to the site plan, so
just, okay, so you just need to
that
know.
something could be included in the resolution of approval.
Okay. And I believe there's no other open planning issues. I think those, I believe, were all taken care of with the previous submission. I believe landscaping and things like that were discussed, so. So at this time, I don't know, I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended site plan
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
with any outstanding conditions by the staff to be addressed prior to signature.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's made and signature, motion's made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. So you're all set? Just, I guess, make the final submission of the plans, to the office, and that will get reviewed, and then we will move forward from there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a good day. All right. Second item on the agenda this evening is a public hearing regarding T-Mobile antenna co-location at soccer field.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
My name's Don Carpenter. I'm here tonight representing NBNC. Chris asked me to bring 10 copies of the original special use permit and zoning board approvals in the affidavit of publication.
It goes over to B.
All right. Okay.
So I think they resubmitted the plans that included some of the details that you were looking for as far as the generator and the lighting. And it also includes a couple of photographs on the elevation page that shows the existing fence and the stealth weaving in between all the chain links. So you can see also the existing tower. And,
Okay. Can you just do me a favor, just get the mic a little closer so I can hear? Yeah. I don't have to do that yet. I didn't
How's that?
forget. He just started talking before, so also I'm looking for my notes here. We'll just do with your, all right. 2, 3.
I don't think we had any questions about that site, right?
No, I don't think we did. I just trying to see what I just did on my. That's on State Road. Yeah, well, that was the plan. That's the most recent submission, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, I just had some notes from. All right, Christian, I'll put you on the spot there. So Malcolm's notes that we had for this application, what did he have left? I know there was concerns with us regarding the, I guess, waiving the RF analyst if the board chooses.
That was actually the only.
That was the only item that was on that list?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And in engineering-wise?
There's really nothing happening there.
There's nothing, right, it's basically,
I mean, there's the previously developed area within the fence is the only area that
right,
they're working in.
they're adding a small area to the ground for, I forgot, I want to say it was a 14 by 14 pad or something
Right,
with that for
right.
some equipment cabinets and a generator.
Right, 10 by 15 pad.
Yeah.
10 by 15 pad? Okay,
Inside the existing fenced compound. So
okay,
even the stone area usually is considered, even though it's just compacted stone, when we run the drainage calcs, we consider it impervious.
Right.
So the addition of the concrete pad really is not a,
They're required to model it as impervious by the DEC.
yeah.
So DEC
So they're doing,
gravel,
right, so you're just going to do the stone. Just to-
so there's really no, impact. Even the visual impact will be minor. They also
Right.
added on the new
Right.
plans that they're going to be using the stealth
Yeah,
socks
so
over the
this, right,
antennas.
this application, you're not raising the pole, you're just co-locating below the existing antennas that are currently on the pole.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. All right. Any board members have any questions regarding this one?
No?
I don't, no.
All right. Okay. So with that, entertain a motion to open the public hearing to see if we have any public comment regarding this
I'll second.
application. Motion's made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Is there anyone here tonight from the public that wishes to speak or has comments regarding the T-Mobile antenna co-location at the soccer field site? Okay. Seeing none, entertain a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Okay, motion made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Aye, okay. All right, so, this seems to be pretty straightforward. I don't think anybody has any real comments or concerns tonight. So with this, I know there was one comment that just the planner had that we have to discuss, which is that waiver for the RF analyst to look at this project. Being that it's really is no change in the tower, there's no real need to justify, raising of the height or anything else. So do we wish to waive that, or do we wish to have the the analyst look at it?
I'll make a motion to waive it.
I'll second it.
Okay, motions made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're all set there. So one last thing, I guess, would just be, if there's no real comments left to be addressed, at least major, it's just whatever you have to include on the final documentations to staff to review. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended site plan application.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Excuse me,
Okay.
Bruce, you mean to have a resolution prepared?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought we get off easy. All right, so with that, entertain a motion to authorize the planner to draft the resolution
I'll
of
make that
approval.
motion also.
Okay.
I know you wish I wasn't here, but
Yeah.
he was like, almost got out the door.
That's, you got to keep me in line, Barbara, I understand. Okay, so with that, motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Just so I understand the process, are we also needing to modify the special use permit, or is that understood as part of the modified site plan approval?
No, I don't think there was anything for the,
Approve Kingdom Hall.
hold on, the staff is,
We did do
You did a resolution already?
No. It's, excuse me, sidebar.
yeah.
No, they motioned to have it prepared.
Oh, I thought they approved the motion. I thought they approved the site plan. No?
No, they can't do it
No.
like that.
Okay.
No, we changed that to
Yeah,
to authorize the planner to draft a resolution of
for
approval.
Kingdom Hall, and now,
And we still have one more go around for
Got it.
to vote.
Got it.
Yes. So that is the normal procedure.
Yes, nope,
Yes.
understood.
no, so we should change it.
For which? To author,
You did something, Marco and Tom.
yeah, we started to vote, we
Motion
started to go to approve this amended site plan, and then we changed that to,
No, that's T-Mobile, you didn't do it for Kingdom Hall.
I have one for Kingdom Hall with Marco's and Tom.
Honestly, I didn't catch you do that for Kingdom
for
Hall.
Kingdom Hall?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I did do that wrong for Kingdom Hall, and you guys didn't catch me until now.
All right,
You want to amend it?
The Kingdom Hall one?
well, let's finish with,
Yeah, well, that's easy enough. All right, so for this one, we know we're correct.
see what happens when you don't show for a month?
I know, that's, yeah. All right,
So who's motioning,
so
Marco?
with this, yeah, let's reiterate that one again. Who's motioning to,
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile is not.
you made the motion?
I did the motion
Didn't get a second.
to authorize the planner.
I was second again.
You seconded it,
Okay,
yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, I knew somebody kind
I
of
slipped
made
in there.
noise.
I slipped.
All right, so with that, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Okay, so then we'll have the planner will draft a resolution of approval, and that will include any conditions that need to be addressed.
Very good. Thank you very much. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
All right,
Kingdom Hall.
so let's go back to Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
So we need to amend that resolution to authorize the planner to draft a resolution of approval. I know that was previously, was motioned by,
Marcos and
That was me,
Tom.
too.
And
that was
then,
who? The Marco? Okay.
and then I
And
seconded
then you seconded that one? Okay.
Wasn't paying attention.
All
to
right.
draft a
To
resolution.
draft the resolution, so that's to draft the resolution of approval.
Yep.
So that one will be, that'll be corrected, right, B, in the minutes? Okay. All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so that one takes care of that. So we'll, obviously, I'll be picking up the phone, calling the office, so you just advise me that one last step. Okay, so with that, let's go on to Old State Road amended site plan.
Good evening, Mark Day, Dan Stokosa, for Old State.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm sitting in, being told that landscaping was discussed at a meeting with the board members.
Yep.
So landscaping was going to be added on the state road, also along the other road. And there was some plantings in front of the building. And the area to the south is grass, and they also wrapped the grass around the other side of the building, in the back here as well. So at this point, there was an as-built survey done, but it was done before we could reflect it on here. The applicant is asking that if he can keep this grass, or his gravel area, it's next to the building, next to the roadway.
Is that the River Rock spot you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yeah.
That was about the mechanicals of the AC.
Yep, by the, hold on. Oh, out in the, you're talking about out in the front?
Yes.
On the, that's on the Old State Road
Yes.
side we're talking about.
No, we're in the other,
No, that was
sorry.
You're talking about on the Sergeant Palmetier side?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So that was the gravel, so that's not the, that's just regular gravel, correct? Actually, that was millings?
It's Millings.
Millings, yeah, so it's not even gravel. So what would be the reason to keep the millings there versus lawn?
Just to be able to get to the HVAC equipment.
So the HVAC company, when they originally installed the equipment, they wanted it to be some type of compacted material. So that's why we use that millings in that area. So we were going to take it away, but now that we don't want to take too much away and then, have to do something different there.
Yeah. How about we meet in the middle, take some of it away? Because I don't think you need all of it, correct? I mean, I'm just looking to,
I mean, we did wrap around the whole building that was depicted here.
yeah.
So I went a little bit over the 40 feet from the two buildings as well.
So you just want to leave from the air conditioner condenser back?
Correct. Yeah, so from where those new dingleberries are over, that's what I would like to leave there.
All right. Now, how would that work with the plantings that are there?
So I dug a trench in there, so it looks super nice. It's going to be very uniform.
And that would, okay, so so basically where the plantings are, you're going to leave enough gravel away so that it's not.
Correct. Yeah, and I was even going to put the river rock in there, so it kind of looks nice.
Okay, to give it a,
little bit of a different aspect.
okay. All right. Any opinions from the board on that? Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Everybody's okay with that? All right. All right. Okay. Other than that, I know we discussed earlier, I mean, the rest of the landscaping, I believe the board's okay with that. All right. Any other comments, engineering-wise?
Christian and Highway Super are good with the drainage. We're satisfied.
Okay, the drainage, yeah, I know we discussed that the last meeting. I think it was all good with there. All right. Christian, I think everything's okay for the most part?
Yeah, just the landscaping that we
Just the landscape, as long as the board's okay with the landscaping that was proposed.
That's correct.
All right. All right. So if nobody has any questions or concerns from the board, I'll entertain a motion to approve the revised plan and have the planner draft a resolution for such approval.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries.
The only other thing I was going to ask the board, if we could get a partial CO for the two-story building. I am getting two applicants that we do have. We haven't listed it to be rented. It's just people that see us working on the property. And, you know, I was kind enough to give the gentleman our number. I don't want to just keep putting him off. But he's in a dire situation that he does want some type of living situation to be accommodated for him. So
Okay.
the two-story family houses, if we could do something for that, for some type of CO for that.
Which is the one that's closest to Old State Road?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have that,
I
so,
wouldn't have a problem with that.
okay. So,
Start making some money here on this property sometime.
okay.
I have no problem with it.
All right, so I entertain a motion to allow the CO to be issued
For the one house.
for the one building, yeah, closest to Old State Road.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so our next item on the agenda is discussion regarding site plan and special use permit for Hudson Valley Volkswagen, which is an amended site plan.
Good evening. I'm Dave Cannon, representing Hudson Valley Volkswagen.
Yep.
The project is located on Route 9, next to Hudson Valley Volvo. The project would consist of expanding the service area behind the building here shown in orange. This is Route 9 out here. We're also proposing to enclose the existing service area, what right now is an open canopy. The other change to the plan would be, right now the glass in the front is sloped backwards. What they want to do is bring the glass out so that it's plumb from the roof line down to the slab, which increases this area in the front as well. Don't think it changes the setbacks, because I think they were measured from the soffit originally. So we didn't really have too many changes. We're not proposing to do add any employees. The way this works is they're just going to reconfigure the service area now. So it creates a better flow. So that would be the goal. The property was actually a site plan approval years ago where we were going to, last time we were here, we approached the board about, actually, there was a stormwater basin that was done as part of the original approval. We'd like to be able to, in order to park the vehicles on the lot, we were proposing to actually fill this area in. Really, that's the only changes we make. We don't violate any setbacks by making this change, these changes. So pretty much that's the application. We're not adding lighting, we're not doing anything. Unfortunately, the two-car dealerships, there's a lot of overflow parking. It's been an issue. It wasn't during COVID, but it is now. So what we're trying to do is be able to, right now, there's parking on the planters. We want to get that done. What would really help is being able to get this parking back.
Okay. All right, so we were talking earlier, going through, but one of the big things, I guess, would be, 'cause I don't think you clearly delineated the wetland buffer.
There's a wetland over here off our property.
Right. But that buffer would then extend onto your property, correct?
I don't know what the limits
Okay.
are of it. It's listed as a federal wetland, but we don't know the limits of it. It's on our property. We
Okay.
haven't been able to get on it.
All right. And also, you did get the letter from the planner,
Yes.
correct? Yeah, so I mean, there was also the, I guess his comment, because of the wetland and the new regulations, that you have to basically request a jurisdictional analysis
Which we've
by...
done.
Okay.
We did submit that to the DEC. I don't know what that's like. It's like throwing a boomerang. You hope it comes back. Not really
Okay.
sure when it will.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard different stories with it. I've heard some people say where they've gotten responses, in a reasonable manner, but I believe, that they say, I think, up to 90 days to give them, to get an answer back. So I guess that would be the one, but also too is, being that they're even if there's the federal wetland there, it's still, according to the local law, we still have the local wetland law, which requires that to have a 100-foot buffer as well.
I just don't know how we do that when it's on someone else's property, and we're asking to get it delineated as well as surveyed. We've got the name of the person, but we can't get a hold of them, so I'm wondering how we do that.
The person that owns the property?
He's next door. It's not our
Okay.
property.
Yeah. I refer to staff, usually what would be the procedure if the wetland was on somebody else's property?
I thought surveyors had the right to go on people's property, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't
That's a surveyor question.
It's, we would also have to get it delineated. So
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I don't know how people would feel
Yeah.
about surveyors on your property.
Or somebody delineating a wetland on your
Well,
property.
so, all right, so I will offer, it wasn't that long ago that was delineated for something that was being proposed on that site.
Oh, this week?
Yeah.
Oh, it was? All right.
That was,
BJ's.
what's his name?
BJ's.
Who?
BJ's was looking
Yeah,
for
BJ's, but who was the,
Who was the surveyor?
yeah, not the surveyor, but the person that submitted the analysis.
The wetland
Oh,
biologist?
yeah, the wetland biologist.
Nowicki?
Huh? Yeah, that's it, Mike Nowicki.
So Nowicki had the information?
He's got the information.
Was it surveyed?
He did an analysis of it for somebody else, so you might want to reach out to Mike Nowicki about it. He may be able to help you with all that information.
Do you know if that was surveyed? Did they survey it or?
Well, on the plan, it says an inch is 40 feet, so 2.5 inches.
Mark, we probably have the plan in the office. It wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll look tomorrow for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I do remember Mike coming in the last time.
Going into their property.
And that was, they said, the project that was being proposed for that one, which was a gas station, was heavily encumbered by the buffer area.
Oh, on
So-
that piece?
Which was on their property, right. So they had something going on there, but I believe that buffer probably also extends over. They were just looking at the map, so it probably extends over partially onto your property as well.
Okay, we would, we would seek a variance with this board or ZBA?
No, I think we would be the ones issuing the variance for
Let me
that.
get the limits of it.
Okay.
I mean, really, that's kind of it. We
Pretty much.
Our goal will be to, we're going to put infiltrator systems in here so that we're going to maintain the volume, but
Okay.
yet fill it with gravel so we're able to park on it.
To park on top of it.
Yeah, and if anybody's ever been back there, you can see it's definitely needed.
Yeah, I know that, yeah, the big thing is we got to address the wetland issues, because again, I know behind there, that's all I believe it's all wetland that runs down.
Oh, in the back?
Yeah, I think it all runs down through to Greenfly Swamp. Is that
That's the one across the road.
the one? Yeah.
But it runs down in Petinella's building. It
Yeah.
runs from Greenfly to B&B across Smithtown,
Comes back
comes back this way.
back towards their property
Yeah, and then goes
Okay.
across to Durant.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know it's a pretty involved, it's a pretty involved wetland that runs from further south up through here. So,
Okay, we'll
All right.
we'll look into it.
so I think, okay, so I know that's probably the biggest one.
Question about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the area you just talked about, it says pond on here.
Yeah,
It's not a pond?
it's a stormwater basin that was done when this was first developed. What happens is all the drainage from these two sites drain into that. So this was excavated in order to mitigate stormwater.
So what are you going to do to maintain the stormwater?
We're going to maintain the volume by stacking infiltrators in it. So you're basically creating a hole, but you're able to fill over the top so you can structurally park on it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yep. Yeah, there's several manufacturers out there that develop products just for that specific type of a use.
So it doesn't show on the plan. Are you going to change the plan?
Actually, no, it isn't on our plan. It shows
Yeah, the Caltex, right?
The next page?
There's a detail on it. I don't know if we...
What page is that?
It's not going to be on this sheet, it's on our detail sheet. Yeah, we did a pretty
If you
in-depth analysis.
go further into the plan, it'll show you what they're doing. But that's the area that they're
This is it here.
proposing.
Right, okay.
Yep.
GU2 is the sheet.
So do we need a stormwater pollution prevention plan to go with this?
We don't, because the disturbance area is less than an acre. So, but we need them to demonstrate to us the viability of what they're doing. So we actually had some comments. They're basically what we were talking about before. They're nuts and bolts comments, that technical comments that we're asking them to provide us some additional information.
So basically it's just providing an analysis that they can take all the stormwater from the site and be able to basically store it and discharge it within that reasonably.
Right.
Okay.
How wide is that whole lot that houses Volvo and Volkswagen?
Combined?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be, I want to say it's like 250, 300 feet.
I'm just trying to get an idea how far off this wetland you are.
249.
That's how wide it is? 249?
Are these accurate?
No,
No. Why
No.
give it to me?
it's a picture.
It's a picture.
The parcel access is, it's like, it's
Yeah, give or take 20,
kind
30
of
feet.
close, but could be off by 10 feet.
We use it more to see what's on it, and we
Yeah.
never use the
They
boundaries.
do have that tool now, though, that you can use.
measuring tool,
The
yeah.
measuring tool, not that accurate, you find?
Right,
I
but
don't
you
think
still
you're
have
that
to
far
find
off
the
the
right
buffer.
spot to
Yeah, I think the
start.
boundaries are...
But the overlays are kind of,
From here to here, you might have to.
It's just going to clip them a little bit, but who knows where the actual wetland is.
but, I mean, just, but whether or not, again, if it's minimal, if it's minimal with the buffer encroaching onto the property, if it's not that much, then I don't think the board has a problem with entertaining a waiver, as long as it's not within some of the other applications
There's
we
no
had in the
gas
past.
pumps on it, right?
Yeah.
No gas pumps on it.
Yeah. Okay, but, so I guess that, we'll need to get that addressed. Okay.
So we should know.
Joey, hang on.
Yeah, somebody's looking to get out of somewhere. All right, so the wetlands we addressed, the impervious surface, and the landscaped areas, you've acknowledged the information that we were given today by the zoning administrator regarding the parking in all the islands and all the landscaped areas. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to address it.
Yeah, I mean, if we if we could park on this, we can straighten a lot of that out, because we're limited with space.
All right.
So the landscaped area has to be 25%?
Yes. Yeah.
So that, is that shown anywhere on the?
We actually have it. I mean, if you look at everything and going around the property, you actually have it, but what we really, our goal here is to be able to get some of this parking and just push it further to the back.
Yeah.
And these don't need to have designated aisles or designated, because they're basically, it's surplus cars. It's what you have on site, which a salesman will go and get. So we don't need to have, like we have valet shown, 3 cars deep. You just back the car out, you back one out you want, and you basically move the cars around. Because this is not public parking, it's not general use.
Right, it's inventory storage for the most part.
And that will alleviate all the cars on the grass now.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? You said the landscaped area has to be 25%.
25%.
That's already shown here?
Yeah, we actually have it
But
already.
the total acreage is 4.5 acres. So the landscaped area has to be almost an acre.
Yeah, no, you've got quite a bit of perimeter, you've got the interior, you've got all around the buildings, we've got it. It's tight, I'll give you that.
Who's going to measure that?
That was one of Malcolm's comments, to include that in the plan, clear delineation
A clearer delineation.
of landscape versus impervious area.
Yeah, we'll send you a drawing, you can edit the P-line.
I'm going back to the stormwater. You said under an acre?
Yes.
So is that for the whole site or just the stormwater basin?
Any new improvements, it doesn't go back to, it's just, what they're doing right now is under an acre. Like the modifications to the building and what they're doing.
So it's not,
It doesn't add
because
up.
the site's over an acre.
No, it's the disturbance area. It can't be over an acre. Disturbance area.
The area that they're going to be disturbing, that total area is what gets looked at.
Yeah, you can have a 100-acre site. If you're disturbing less than an acre, you don't need a SWIP.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have any comments? I think we touched on, the planner's memo and the engineer's memo, and we had comments from the Fire Prevention Bureau. They had concerns regarding fire lanes and parking, but, said at the end, this will resolve there.
Yeah, we think so. Right now, you can get a truck turning in here, back up, and come out. So we will show that on the next submission.
Showing that they'll be able to maneuver the site. All right.
And you can show with these changes where the storage of the cars and the parking of the cars can be accommodated?
Yes.
To meet that 305 number?
Yeah, we actually show it on this plan. We show the additional parking on SB1. So we do show this area being parked and utilized.
Okay, yes.
And then there's the one question regarding, they need to show the loading and unloading area for the park carriers on the site as well.
It should be on the original site plan should show the loading and unloading for the tractor trailers.
Yeah, they're using Route 9 right now? Is that a problem?
That's illegal.
Is it?
And all the plans initially have it, but then they park all the cars in it, so the truckers just pull alongside of it. So just make sure you show an area.
All right.
Just so so at least the amendment should have that on there as well, just so that. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any comments? No? Okay, so I think we've hit the highlights, and I think you have a little homework to do, and we'll wait for the resubmission, and we'll go from there.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. So with that, we have Next item on the agenda for the evening is Bank of America exterior renovations, amended site plan.
I don't have words with me. Can I use a USB? Is that okay?
Yep. Just have secretary help you with that.
Good evening. My name is Jack Fallon with Stonefield Engineering and Design, the civil engineer on the project. We're representing Bank of America tonight for the application for the improvements at 1469 Route 9. The site is an existing bank located at the intersection of Middle Bush Road and US Route 9. Given the existing condition of the site today, the bank is looking to make exterior site improvements, including seal coating and restriping the parking lot, installing a trash enclosure, re-sleeving the existing bollards, and repairing a portion of the curb. These are all very minor in nature and are strictly for visual purposes. Apologies for the confusion about the lighting and facade. That is not part of this application. We are only looking to do the exterior site improvements.
Okay. All right. Sure. Pull up your plan on the screen, and we can take a look, and you can kind of walk us through it.
So sheet C3 is the proposed site plan. Just going to zoom in here.
Just kind of enlarge that a little bit.
So on site today, there's a dumpster located on the northwestern portion of the parking lot. The applicant is looking to add a 10 by 10 fence to provide additional screening for this trash enclosure.
So the enclosure is existing?
The dumpster is existing, but there's no enclosure for the dumpster, so we're looking to add a fence to provide additional.
I thought they were adding a pad, a dumpster pad as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So they're actually
The
putting an
concrete's
enclosure.
there already.
The concrete's part of the site improvements.
Isn't that in a parking space right now?
It's not in the parking space.
It's like
Today,
on
there's
grass.
a dumpster on a concrete pad, and then there's 2 bollards. We're proposing to extend the concrete pad, add the fence, and put the dumpster within the enclosure.
Okay.
I'm confused.
So, yeah, there'll be a fenced enclosure then.
Correct, yeah. Currently today, you can see the dumpster from any part of the site, but
I understand that there's no enclosure. What part of the pad is existing, what part's proposed at this point?
I can show you the existing condition sheet. That might help.
Yeah.
So this is a concrete pad today.
Okay.
Here's the dumpster. There's 2 bollards.
Okay. Gotcha. I took that to be the dumpster itself, actually the metal container. Okay.
But today,
the proposed...
it'll be flush with the asphalt, and there'll be a concrete pad there.
Got it.
Okay. All right. And then they're gonna fix some curbing as well in that area?
Yeah,
Is that the
so
other-
to provide this enclosure, we'll need to propose curb to go behind the fence and tie back into existing on this
Okay.
side. And that's the limit of the curb improvements on the property.
Okay. What other improvements are we doing to the building as well then? Is there, because I know we're doing that on the site plan itself, the actual facade itself is going to change at all?
No, not part of this application.
Not part of this application?
Yeah. The bank's working on future improvements to the building, but that's not part of this application. We're only seeking these trash enclosure improvements and resealing, restriping the parking lot, and re-sleeving the bollards.
Okay. All right, so there was some details in the plan for for a canopy on the building. That's not part of this application?
Correct. There were discussions about that, but it's been taken out of the scope.
All right. Okay. You did receive the memo from the planner?
Correct.
Okay. The signs, there's no changes in the signs?
Correct.
So we're not changing anything there. Obviously, you confirmed about the lighting. So really, this is it's just parking, just striping. It's striping in the dumpster enclosure then?
And curb repair.
Bollards.
And curb repair. I mean, really, the striping and the curb repair is maintenance. So it's a dumpster.
Right, and that's the only reason this project is here, is for the dumpster.
It's for the
Everything else
dumpster
would be
closure.
maintenance.
Yeah, the rest of it will be maintenance, right.
Okay, so there's really nothing more
Right.
than that.
Nothing to call out.
Right.
All right. Anybody have any other concerns? Okay. So with that, there's nothing, I mean, you have no concerns, right, Larry, with just the change?
I have zero concerns with the impervious area. It's 200 square feet. There's nothing going on
With
there.
concrete?
Yep. Yeah, the only thing I see here is the planning board, do you have any comment on the enclosure itself, the chain
Yeah,
link?
I mean, I don't think,
Do you want slats in it?
Yeah.
Color? He laughs.
so what is it that you're proposing? Because I don't think that was on there.
It's a 6-foot-high fence.
6 foot
Black chain link fence with slats.
with black slats in it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's everybody's feeling on that?
Perfect.
That's good.
Good to go.
All right, entertain a motion to have the planner draft a resolution of approval. Okay, motion's made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Do we have to have a public hearing for?
You have to waive it if you don't want one.
I'll make a motion to waive the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Okay. So we will have, the planner will draft a resolution of approval, which we will most likely vote on at the next meeting. Okay?
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
you.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is Village Pancake Factory amended site plan.
Hey, Jamie. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Did he get his thing back?
Yeah, he took it.
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Jamie Machado. I'm with MAG Designs. I'm representing R Capital and Company for a project on 1099 Route 9 in Wappingers. It's the Village Pancake Factory. And the property actually expanded from the original beginnings. Started off as an interior project. As you know, the building went through a history of changes throughout its life. I have Nancy from the sign company representing, what she did with the added signs and replacing some of the building signs. Have the owner, Ismael Roman, who's with R Capital and Company. And so, as I mentioned, the interior of the building is the primary work that we worked on. There was a lot of work. The building's practically brand new. So now we want to extend it, and that's why we're here today, is a site amended plan to actually upgrade the exterior. And the major, or the summary of all the work that we want to do is actually replace the existing vinyl siding with James Harding siding. We got colors to show you. You all had the copies of the drawings. We replaced we're planning to replace the existing lights with less, a featured light, which we would talk about, that actually emits less light. The property originally had light poles in the parking lot, which didn't exist between Hudson Fish and Ribs Restaurant and Barbino. I think that was the last tenant there. And so we're adding pole lights, which is part of the site amendment. And basically, used to be bay windows. We're replacing them with new windows, which are big, single, inoperable glass panes with no mullions. We're simplifying it. And we used to have, if you remember, there's a round awning facing Route 9, the big round half-shaped circle. We're taking that out, replacing it with more traditional awnings throughout the building on the side, facing the strip malls shopping center on the south, and also on the Route 9 side to the east. Overall, we're cleaning the existing landscaping by replacing all the existing bushes that are there. We have burning bush and hollies. We're replacing them, refreshing everything, keeping all the existing flower beds and making those seasonal. And all the grass areas, we're not changing. We're just refreshing it. So it's newer grass instead of crap grass. We're not doing any changes on the parking layout. And I think you guys were talking about, you had some questions that you had a memorandum that you sent to us last week, and the main comments, and we could talk about this in detail today. The first thing was lighting. There was a concern about the lighting having 5.3 as a reading, and we could talk more in detail. We changed that. We used to have 5 poles. Now we have 7 poles with less lumens. So the highest is 4.4. I sent everyone an amended PDF, but I have 11 by 17 to distribute if you guys want to look at it. And the other concern in reference to lighting is you were concerned about the colors. So I have documentation here, which I also sent as a PDF, but I have a copy here that you guys can look at that indicates that we made the changes. I believe you required 3,000 K. So that's what the light is right now. The signage proposed, you did mention that the maximum height should be 10. We're going to keep the 14. I understand there might be a variance to that. We could talk about that in more detail. And you also had a question about the parking table, which we will talk about in detail. But overall, everything as far as the building is concerned, we're not changing much on the building. We're just replacing all the finishes throughout and pretty much improving the whole site. We do have, there's a small bump out on the east side of Route 9. All we're doing is changing the roof into a cross gable. Before it was like a mishap of multiple sloped areas in a small area. And I believe that used to be where the lighthouse used to be. That was taken down at one point. So I hope I covered everything, but we could talk in detail. And then you want to introduce yourself? Or Nancy, want to talk about the signs? And while she's talking about the freestanding sign and also talking about the building mounted signs.
Well, if you have if you already submitted that, right? The lighting plans? That was what you sent to us? I mean, if the hard copy, you just give it to the secretary. I don't think we need that, right? This is what, this is...
No. I have hard copies, 11 by 17.
That's the only copy he has.
Oh, so it's the only thing we have? All right, you give us a copy, and as long as the secretary has a copy.
So this is one sheet. This is the changes that we made. as, because you requested, you were concerned about the light level as well as the...
So this was as per this was your comments regarding the planner and the engineer's memo?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's one sheet. I'll come back to the second sheet.
Yes, I'm Nancy Forrest. I'm with Glody Signs, representing for the signage and warning.
Yeah, stay. Yeah, you need to stay by the microphone. All right. What are you giving us, a copy?
Yeah, you have just a basic drawing. I don't understand.
Yeah, it just makes, it's making it awkward for us because you guys are handing stuff out at the meeting, and we don't have it ahead of the meeting. I mean, we could,
Detail, okay.
I mean, if you want to just give us a couple of copies so that we pass it around as you're talking about it, that'd be fine.
Okay.
But in the future, we need to have everything ahead of the meeting. This is kind of, becomes very confusing. Did the secretary get a copy as well?
Sorry, I thought you had just a simple drawing. I didn't know what was in their plan, so I just wanted to be prepared with detailed information on the drawings of how the sign is made, how it's
Is what
lit.
you have the same as what's on the drawings that were submitted to us?
I didn't see what you said.
So it's showing the 14-foot high sign?
Right, it's showing
Yeah, so it's the same thing that's on the
how it's
plan.
manufactured and,
Okay, so then we do have the plans. That's
okay.
kind of what we're going by, what's on the, so that way we have discussion on just
Okay.
the one thing that's been submitted.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, proposing the sign, and if you have it in your look, it shows the location of where the sign is going to be. We're proposing that it is taller than what the town allows, and the square footage is larger than what's allowed. We want to utilize the logo for the Pancake Factory, and where the diner is, that's actually going to say restaurant now. And then advertising that they have their special events place. We chose to use a monument-type base, a solid base, so that we don't have the leggy poles. We looked going north and south based on signage that's currently there. We felt that this was the appropriate height from a distance, either north or south, to be able to see his sign at a decent distance. They are internally illuminated with LEDs, and they have vinyl facing. The sign will be, I don't think you have it on there, is 14 inches in depth. So it's not on 2 poles and 6 inches wide. It's done on an aluminum base. The faces are vinyl. It's internally illuminated, like I said, with the LEDs.
Could you talk a minute about the compelling reason why you need to go higher than the 10 feet? And then when you talk about being seen from an appropriate distance, what do you mean by appropriate distance?
Well, there's standards on visibility of sizes of letters and distance. So we usually will do a north and southbound or east and west, depending upon where we are. In the distance with the other signage that's along Route 9, that we're not right next to somebody who's exactly the same height. Like, we want to try to not go crazy with the height. 4 foot really isn't a lot of distance. Pretty much that's from the bottom of the base there, the black that you see.
Can you share that analysis with the board?
I think what he's getting at is there's 4 or 5 other signs that are bigger than the 10 foot.
Yeah.
That's because they were either on a curve or they actually start in one of the gullies, the drainage gullies, and come up. So that's why we let them go more than 10 feet, because they had a reason.
Yeah, and that's a significant reason, I understand that, but again, there are other reasons for making them higher, based on being on a high traffic road with many commercial properties and signs along the way. We just wanted them to have the opportunity to be seen. Just below them, they have the little plaza there. And, well, you know, the one just north of them is significantly taller than that.
There are multiple signs on the one pole.
Right,
For different
right.
businesses.
But, and the one just before it on the north side is considerably higher as well. So that's how we kind of, 4-inch letters visible at 150 feet with normal eyesight. The mileage, how fast people are going. We take all of that into consideration before we come for a variance. And most often, we will try to stay within it, but if we feel there's a need for it, without being crazy.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but by some of the rationale you're talking about, you could try to justify virtually any sign on Route 9 to be this height.
They could, if they chose to, come in front of you and ask for it.
We have a code that says 10 foot.
No, I'm aware, yeah.
I know you're aware of that.
Yeah.
So you really need to make a compelling reason why you want to exceed 10. If you've done some analysis, I personally would like to have you share that with the board.
Okay, I can
Not only the
submit that.
10, but the size of the sign is quite a bit larger than was permitted.
Well, the way you have it calculated, normally they want to square off, like I have a 6-foot diameter circle, that if you did a 6 by 6 would be 36 square feet, but in reality, it's 28.2 square feet of signage. And then the base, you know, the bottom of it is not counted in that, just the diner, Julian's room, and the space below it. So you've got a 4-foot high sign.
So what is the square footage of the sign?
4 by 6 is 24 and 28, 52.2.
It's, I thought it said 76 somewhere.
No, that's what I said.
That's what the county said.
The county's counting the black at the bottom is signage. And that's really the base
Well,
of
what
it.
do we
Nothing
count?
there, lights or anything.
What does the town count?
Well, I see where she's going with this. This doesn't have the width. We wouldn't count the bottom, because a lot of times the bottom of the sign could be stone, it could be plantings. So we look, besides the height, we would look at what the actual verbiage
Yeah, we have to have
that
that.
she's calculating at 52.2, I think.
And what's the max?
And in our
25.
code, it's 25.
So it's double.
Yeah, but still, so
How
I mean,
wide is this?
6 foot. The bottom is 4 by 6. No, that's the depth.
No, I want the width of the entire sign. It's not on here. You've given me the height.
So I guess everybody at the board is all saying the same thing, is like, if we allow, it comes basically back to a lot of stuff that comes to the board. If we're allowing you to do it, why are we not allowing everyone to do it? And do you have a compelling argument to why that you need to double it? Because if we allow you, then everybody comes streaming through, you know, asking for the same thing. But if there's an argument for it, then that's what we're here
Yeah,
to
I
listen
don't
to.
have those calculations here for you, but I certainly could
Yeah.
provide them.
That's,
I would say also that the existing sign that's there, you know, when I bought the property, I bought it, I thought, I'd do a couple of renovations, I didn't realize how deteriorated over the years that whole property
yeah.
has become. So I just, Bruce knows me, I just went all in, changed everything
yeah,
there.
speaking of Mike, just in case.
In reference to the sign, the existing sign that's there, rotting, deteriorated, it's right up against the building. So you can't see it. Like when you're driving by, you really can't see it. That's why I wanted to move it more towards the entrance, off the highway, whatever. It's double the amount of space away from the road that's, I think, to code, if I'm not mistaken. That's why I wanted to move it there. And then in reference to the need to have more is because it was always Hudson Ribbon Fish and then Barvino and Oda. So I have, it's called the Village Pancake Factory, and then the event space in the front it's called Julian's Room. So I need to have that signage to differentiate in order to try to get business saying, hey, this is a place where you can have meetings and, it's an event space.
Agreed.
So that's the reason for the bigger sign.
Yeah.
So there's basically two businesses there.
So your argument is that there's more businesses than just one?
Correct. It has been like that before, and it has as well.
Are we absolutely set on the 14-foot height? I mean, could it be something, because again, you're not down in a hole where you're starting your sign out.
We actually are.
By how much?
It's as soon as you turn in, where it is right now, it's flat, it's level, it's actually a little bit higher. Where we're going to, I didn't even realize that, when you're turning into the shared, well, it's not shared, into my property where most of the people go into the other plaza. So as you go down there, you're going down 3 or 4 feet, because you're going down into where the basin is, where the water runoff is.
They show the elevations on the plan?
We're talking about from Route 9.
From Route 9, when you turn down, you're going down a good 3 feet. This entry, you're turning down into.
But you're seeing it from Route 9, not before you turn down, right?
Correct. If this is Route 9, it'll be a little bit lower. It's slower.
So there's a slope down?
There is a slope, yeah.
Is that shown on the
So this is directly in front of the building? I'm just,
Say again? The current sign?
just see, is it directly, the sign is directly in front of the building?
The current sign is like right on the heading.
Oh, okay, so it's in the island, okay, so it's in the island at the entrance. All right, yep, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, there is a little slope off the curb and stuff. All of it's showing that. Let's see it, sorry.
So there's a slope?
There's
Yeah, just the elevations on the plans don't show that.
I'd like to add that the adjacent shopping center, Brutality is one of the numbers of restaurants, Betty Moore and so forth. Their sign, collectively, I understand there's multiple tenants and all that, but the sign actually starts way up because it has a stone base, which is not counted.
So
The sign.
I would suggest get the measurements, how far down it is from the road, right? So if it starts lower, then we have a reason to go higher, and just delineate the two different businesses on there, right?
Well,
because you said it's not going to say diner, right?
Say again?
It's going to say restaurant.
He said
No,
it's
there's
not going to say.
two separate entrances, yes.
Yeah, so if we actually delineate the two separate businesses, that are on there, and get an actual elevation, then at least we got something to justify.
I think it sounds like everybody wants a more compelling reason to approve it as it is. I mean, we're giving you some of the basic scenarios of why other signs have been approved up and down Route 9. I mean, again, there's all different between, people who've had to set their sign way back off of Route 9 because of, the DOT owning quite a bit of the width of the road in front of it, versus, being down in a lower elevation where you're starting because your parking lot is, 3 feet below the road surface. Things like that. I mean, I think maybe you come back, maybe you might have to just put a little thought into this and come back with a more compelling reason. And two, there's a lot of things getting brought up too about the base, the monument base itself.
You have another one? I'm sorry. In Pleasant Valley or something?
I do.
What kind of sign does that have? Same as this?
I have an old sign that's next on the edge.
Okay, I was just, I'm sorry.
It has just an old sign with
I'm sorry, Bruce.
it has a old stone base up like 15 feet. It has a sign there.
All right.
Can I ask a question about the
Yeah, go ahead.
the sign illumination? You said it'd be internal? What?
Yes, on the front page of the one that I just brought you has the details. It's internally illuminated. It will carry a UL label.
Okay, under our code, can only be illuminated during business hours. So does it go off after the restaurant closes?
It could, I don't know when you close, yeah, if they're
Yeah,
closed.
save some electric.
Yeah, the lighting levels on that should be on this,
Are you specific time? A lot of towns have like a time if you're not open.
I just said, so you have to turn them off after business closes.
Put them on a timer.
Also, you said on the plans here, it says that the building sign is 2 signs. Is that, are you considering the circle and the rectangular things 2 separate signs?
No, that's just one sign.
Well, it says in front of your page here, it says that you're removing 5 different signs
Oh, I'm sorry,
and
he said the
replacing them
building
with
sign.
2.
There's 2 locations.
Are you talking, we're talking about a building sign?
The building sign.
Yes, if you look, that is 4 foot tall and 9 foot 4 inches wide. That's a connected sign, those are not separate.
Right, so you consider that one. So the one, so there's only,
One building
you
sign.
make 2, right, so you use only 1 building sign and 1 monument sign.
Even though it said, you said on the front page, there's 2 building signs.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
There's the
Page
sign,
CO.
you have the sign on the road, there's a sign on the building, and on the one facing Route 9,
Yeah.
there's a,
Okay,
There.
I'm just asking, because it's on page CO-01.
2 signs.
Says the building, replaced with 2 building signs. So that's it, that's not correct?
No, that's correct. As Mel was just describing this location, this is the existing bump out that we're turning into a gable.
Right, reverse gable on there.
There's a reverse
Yeah.
gable in there. Is Mel?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You haven't decided what at the time you didn't decide on what it would say.
Correct, we just want that to be the sign on the building.
Right, so there's just going to be, so there's the one building sign on the reverse gable. The other one's the monument sign, which is going to be over here at the entrance. Okay. So, okay,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this upside down. This is the one I was talking about, that.
over here. Right, so that's the one
A
there.
sign here and a sign here?
There's a sign there. And the one that she showed you with this.
So there is a sign.
The barn attached to it, that's this guy right here.
And what does this one look like?
This is unknown, but it's just a rectangle.
It's unknown.
It's shown on one of the sheets with the dimensions.
So there is 2 building signs.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
Is
so
that it, this one?
This one is on the south side.
Building, and this is the other one?
Center to the south. No, this is just, yeah, that's
that's the monument sign.
the,
Is there, so there is a view of the other sign?
yes,
I think that on the other page I saw it, on the side of the
Is it on
building.
the other? Okay.
it's part of the elevation.
Which page?
plan, right?
A007, right?
007?
It only shows one on the plan.
That's all I see, yeah. Unless there's one on the north.
There, you see the rectangle?
This?
Yes.
That's-
That used to be a window, but the owner wanted to have a sign.
But you don't know what it's...
That's on the south side we're talking about, right?
This is
That's
the
on the
east
west
side.
side, facing.
On the east side.
East side, facing
East side,
What did I say? Is that
The east, yeah, you said west, but it's,
Oh,
west would be
okay.
the back of the building, east is the front of the building.
East is on Route 9.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So he'll need a waiver, because the way
I
the
see.
code is, he gets one sign, usually it's in the front,
Yeah,
and you only get a second sign if you're on a corner, and then that's usually 50% of the main sign.
okay.
So he'll just need a waiver to put the smaller,
So they're actually in reverse because they're putting the
Right.
bigger sign on the parking lot side versus the front.
Correct.
right.
Okay. So, okay, so you need a waiver for that then as well.
And how big is that going to be? 4 by, how big is that?
Doesn't state on
have it.
there.
Just a rectangle. You said it's undecided.
We agreed to a slide. I believe it's like 2 by,
4 by 2, I think. Like 4 feet wide, 2 feet high.
yeah.
4
No,
by,
actually, it's 5 feet wide and 2 feet high. I apologize for that.
okay, all right, so I mean, all right, so, Okay. But you still have to provide us a detail for that as well, then. I think that's what we need to,
I know we had talked, they had talked about wanting, since we're going to be in front of you, that if they wanted to put that third sign up, but it was not given to me to be designed.
Well, if you could, then, coming back, provide more clarity on that we talked about, but also how it does or doesn't comply with the current code. And on going back to the monument side, and from my point of view, we talked about some of the rationale for it. I think there's an aesthetic piece to this, and there's also a piece that it sets a precedent to other establishments on the land. And that's a serious concern from my perspective.
I think with the, once we give you the elevations, and you'll see that it's lower between that and the block being just basically the base.
I mean, what you're showing on the drawings, it looks very massive, and it looks very out of character for the rest of the route.
When you're doing that, it's very hard to scale because there's nothing there for me to use the scale as rock.
Well, see what you can do.
you definitely need to justify to the board whether or not we're, what's going to compel us to, to grant the waiver. So we've discussed all the different, scenarios of what some of the other signs, why they were approved, bigger than the 10 feet and things like that. So as long as that's on, we get that in the next submission, that would be ideal.
And just one more thing in reference to the sign. The reason for that small sign on the side is because I'm eliminating that monstrosity of an awning that's in the front that had signing on it.
Right.
So they used to write the name of the restaurant
on the awning itself.
Yeah, so
correct.
getting rid of that completely.
Yeah.
So that's
And granted, we understand the change, the change in the building, the look of the building, things like that. But two is, again, we're given the sign for one of the signs, but not the other sign. So we're not sure exactly, what's going where, and it sounds like it's usually reversed. The bigger sign's usually at the front of the building, and the smaller sign.
I wish I should have picked up the building and just moved it over.
Yeah, so, all right.
I have one other question.
Go ahead.
The special events space, which shows it in red on you.
Yes.
So how is that sign, how is that sign going to be attached?
Those are just inserts. It's a red insert that goes inside.
Okay, it's not lit up?
Huh?
Yes, it's
Everything's illuminated from the inside, LED.
Everything's internally illuminated on the entire sign.
But the
Except
sign
black.
itself is a piece of wood or cardboard?
No.
What is it?
It's a cabinet. The whole 4-foot high by 6-foot wide is a separate cabinet. It'll be sitting on, built on top of this, and only that, the red and the black will light. So the white lettering is going to light where the restaurant's going to be. You're seeing diner. And the Julian's room, only the lettering is going to light. The whole box is internally illuminated.
What about, for example, what would be a special event?
Special event space.
Yeah, but what,
Shower.
You guys have
birthday
a
party.
meeting?
You guys aren't going to be changing that sign?
No.
Is that what you're
No.
asking?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just going to be special events?
Yes, it's special events.
So people will call them and say they're going to have a baby shower, a wedding shower, or, a birthday party,
You're
anniversary
advertising
party.
for special event, and it could be anything, but you're not changing it for every
No.
event?
No.
well, the reason I'm asking is because we have rules on illumination, and you should take a look at that in section of the code, which is 240-29, illumination, and it has restrictions about flashing, intermittent changes, or degrees of intensity. So if that's going to be a lit sign that's going to change, it still has to comply with the code.
It's not
It's not going to change.
Yeah.
It'll be a fix.
Can you clear this up for me? Is there a sign on the south side of the building?
Yes.
Yes.
That's 9 foot 4 by 4 foot?
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
south. Oh, really?
No, that's the 2 foot by 5 foot one.
That's the east side.
I don't see, I've got the east elevation here, and I don't see a sign
Here's
at all.
that sheet that you just gave us.
East?
This sheet?
That's the,
Yeah.
That's the one that's
Is
facing.
that the one with the illumination?
That's
No,
where
not that
there used to
one.
be a window there.
The other one with the
there'll be a
sign.
sign there.
Yeah, it's done to turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
what exactly it's
So
going
it's just, it's not shown on this plan.
Right, it's just a placement, it's going to be a box.
That's on there.
And the sign,
Just make sure it's on the
Just to clarify too, Bruce, is
Yeah, so the one that's on the plan, on sheet, whatever it is, A07,
so
that's the one that's going on the south end of the building.
so that's the bigger one, the longer one.
Yeah.
Right, 9-4.
Right.
This,
Exactly.
this doesn't have the lighting plan for the signage on it, correct?
No, it does not.
No. But that will be something that, do you want, are you going to
gotta
want
show that on the
whatever that's going to, the illumination from the signs to be included on the lighting plan, correct?
So the south side,
Yes.
I'll revise the drawing to show, like I have with the pylon sign, monument sign.
Right.
And we'll do a drawing on the east elevation so that you actually see a sign.
Is that south side sign downlit? I see a
It's internal.
shows a light right above it. That's what I was wondering if that was for the sign.
So the question is going to get, it's going to, about the illumination, so on your lighting plan that you provided, is the illumination from the signs included within that plan?
can't because it hasn't been built yet. I mean, basically, it's just
Well,
the internal,
Right, I get, yeah.
yeah, because the reds give a certain level different than a clear, let's say, plastic that has light coming through.
Right.
As you mentioned, the light, it's, the wording itself has,
No, I understand, that what's, with it, but just the glow from it, yeah, you have to, when you, the glow from it, is that going to produce any more light that would reflect in the lighting plan? That's the concern. That's going to be a question that's going to get brought up by the planner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Documented.
Right, so it's just documenting whether or not it's going to provide any additional light illumination or not. And I know that you used a lighting consultant to put your plan together. I mean, it might be something you want to contact them just to make sure.
would, historic values, I mean, there's signs similar that are built.
Yes, but you, right, but again, you have to take into account any new illuminated signs, and this again would be a new illuminated sign.
Just understand that if we do that, it will be something that's a guesstimate.
Right, and that's right. So I mean, if you're dealing with a lighting consultant, you bring this up to them, I guarantee they'll know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, okay? So what?
And not giving you a hard time if it's something different, we can't, like I said before, you can't just allow everybody to do it, If you're asking to do something that is out of town code, we got to justify it, so it's not a free-for-all for everybody, and that's all.
Yeah, and hopefully the elevation, takes care of a lot of that.
And my calculations, I'll add to that as well. And if you want, I've done any number of signs, recent, along Route 9 that are internally illuminated exactly as this one would be. I'm happy to, bring drawings of those that
And
might...
it's just documented.
You see, okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so let me just go, everybody's good with signage for the current, right now?
Or what?
With the signage, everybody's good with it currently, so we've given them all our comments. Let them come back and give us justification for the monument sign.
Or modify it.
Right, or modify it, which, but,
And would that be a variance for 2 signs on the building?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, we'd have to provide another waiver for that as well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so with the signage, but then let's touch on a couple of these other, there's really not much there. There's a parking table, I guess, that's missing. That was on the planner's memo, but as well, there was a previous shared parking easement with the neighbor next door.
That's existing.
That's existing, all right.
So they use, if they have overflow, they use my parking and vice versa.
Right, correct. So it's it works both ways.
That stays the same, and I have not changed
Right,
anything.
so with that, just that needs to be shown on the plan as well. Or at least, some type of notation on the plan for that.
Okay.
That there is that, that easement, or even the, the filing number for the easement, okay? You might even want to submit a copy of that too, if you have a copy of the,
Well, that should be in
for
the
our
purchase.
records.
When I purchased the property, the easement was there.
I was going to say, you probably, yeah, so if you have a copy of it to provide to us, that would probably be helpful.
And then what about for the parking?
Well, I think the parking table is pretty much that. It's just,
Well, that's going to happen is you're going to provide us the number of parking spaces that you can get on your property, and then based upon the square footage, whatever you're lacking would be based, would be, made up on the adjacent property, and that would be justified with the easement that you currently have. So we just need it memorialized on the amended site plan. Okay.
And then am I jumping ahead, septic and well?
Well, that's, we were getting to that. I could let the engineer touch base on that.
So you're on well and septic, right?
Yes.
So we just need you to document that your current proposal, however many seats, however the health department would determine what your flow would be, that your system is suitable for that. So.
On something that's existing?
Well, yeah, because are you bigger than the Hudson's Ribs and Fish, or are you smaller than the Hudson's Ribs and Fish?
Same size.
That's what we need to know. So that's what we need to know. We need you to document. When you say size, it's not the footprint. It's the number of seats.
Okay.
All right. So.
I hired Mid Hudson Pump, and he's dealing with the Board of Health. I actually am replacing everything inside.
Okay, so that's repair.
Right.
But as far as the Board of Health relative to engineering, like if you were going to build that restaurant from scratch and you had to design a septic system, you'd tell them the number of seats you have in your catering facility, you'd have the number of seats you have in your restaurant, how many hours it's open, and that, based on that, they have flow per the number of seats. That's what Hudson Ribs and Fish, or whoever designed the initial septic system, used to get their approval. We just need you to document that whatever your use is, you got capacity there. And we've been on the phone with the health department, actually I think we actually have a memo from them that says that as long as we determine that you guys are not increasing the flow to that, they don't have any concerns. But if you can't demonstrate, if you're demonstrating that you actually have more use than them, they're going to ask you to make some modifications to the system, and they're going to have to review and approve it. The health department would.
So in simple, without even get too crazy, if they had if the previous site plan approval had the occupant load on that versus what today.
It's more than occupant load.
Or even, well, I mean, it's not, I mean, basically seats, but seats
Yeah.
they're pretty much one and the same. So,
Yes.
I mean, if the building permit previously, that may have been previously approved, had an occupant load of X number of people, and then today, he's not changing that occupant load for the building, and ultimately, then that really doesn't show an increase.
Not necessarily, because it depends on what type of seating it is inside. I mean, if it's bar seating, if it's catering seating, if it's restaurant seating.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That changes.
I just, no,
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm keeping the occupancy. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So if, the Board of Health tells me there's 102 occupancy for seating, that's all.
We as engineers do this all the time for restaurants. Somebody comes to us and, they're going to put an existing restaurant, or put a new restaurant in an existing restaurant. We just go in, we look at what type of seating they're having, what type of use they're having. We develop a flow. We look at what the system was designed for. We say, we've got it. That's very common for a civil engineer to put together that type of an evaluation for you.
Normally, I kind of find it complicated. Like I said, I was currently for like 3 years in the Galleria Mall.
Which has sewer, so you don't have this issue.
Oh, so that's different. Okay, so it's because
It's well and septic.
Right, because that goes to a sewer treatment plant, and you're basically dealing with an on-site wastewater treatment system.
Yeah, which has
So you have
got
to-
limited capacity.
right, That's the difference. So
They're not going to overload it.
it's ultimately, you have to make sure what's there you know, what's there ultimately can handle the volume that the business is going to create.
Yeah.
Without an expansion.
And it is a little bit involved, but for somebody that knows what they're doing, it's really very simple, you know, for people that deal with this day and that. I mean, it's the septic tank size, it's the grease trap size, it's the field size, so.
Okay.
You know, and bottom line is, it'll be good information for you, because you don't want to get in there and, you know, start using something and you're going to be over capacity and end up having your septic system fail. I mean, the health department's not going to let that happen anyway, because they're not going to let you go there without us documenting that. But it will also be good to know if you've got excess capacity, if you ever want to expand. So we'll see.
Okay.
Jump the gun there, sorry. Jump the gun on that one.
All right. Okay, other than that, I think we've gone through all that. There's no other engineering issues other than the...
Yeah, no, they all kind of pertain to the same thing.
Right.
We're asking you to show the existing utilities, make sure that, you know, I think he's got on here that, based on your exterior improvements, you want to make sure that, you know, there's nothing in conflict there.
Just a question. If the Board of Health is approved or involved, they should know the calculations as far as the restaurant's use and so forth, right? I mean, basically, whatever they approve is a document that we should submit? Or is this a whole nother process that you have to calculate? Because it sounds like it's already being done by the Department of Health.
I think there's two different aspects of the department. There's your food service portion, and then there's the environmental portion. The environmental portion is what's going to regulate the water supply, the sewage disposal, the food permitting, the food preparation, all that. I don't know if they get into the sizing of the septic. I don't believe that they do. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know that answer. I never deal with that aspect of the health department. The 30, 40 years that I've been doing this, we deal with the environmental aspect of
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything else? No. To add to this? All right. So I think at this point, you need to address the items we talked about tonight, and then we can, once you resubmit, you're on the agenda the next time, we can go through it, and hopefully we have all these issues resolved, and then we can move forward from there.
Yeah, I'd like to request, only because we're in a timeline, we wanted to finish months ago, adding to the project, and how do you feel to me, what I see is there are two parts. One is being the site stuff, which we'll all talk about in detail. The other is the building itself. We'd like to continue with the renovation of the building itself, the siding, the replacement of the windows. I don't know if that has anything to do with the septic or the lumens, as well as just, the landscaping as well. In short, there are two parts to this. As we're discussing this tonight, I feel like we could at least continue with something that we already know is going to be approved. If it's not approved, we'd like to know right now and not find out later that the siding is not approved, the colors is not approved. We're not allowed to replace the vinyl with the James Hardy siding. So is that a possibility? So we can keep working.
Barbara, I don't know,
I think-
it's a little unusual.
I think what he's asking, not for an approval, but I think he's trying to find out if you like the color of the awning and you like the color of the side, the hardy siding, so that they know if they're in the right direction. They can't approve it in pieces, so you have to wait for one approval, but I think you want to know that the colors you've picked out and the windows you've picked out, is that what you're trying to get?
Yeah, everything has a lead time, that's for sure.
So,
In addition to that, if we can proceed with some portion of it.
kind of hard, a site plan amendment is like a whole wall of work at the same time.
So that's not something that you can say, hey, we know we have to take care of the water issue and the sign issue with the elevation. That's the hard part, but the easy part is, there's a big mess on Route 9 right now, and I would like to at least, if you approve the colors of the siding, I can get, start with that, because it's only siding and two windows.
Architectural application separate?
He can do that too, and also alternatively, he can proceed at his own risk. I mean, the problem, of course, is, if he proceeds with some of these things, it's at his own risk, and if ultimately it doesn't comply with what's been approved, he's got to do it over.
Yeah, so either as an architectural or at his own risk for the
Yeah,
building.
I mean, it's all under the one application, so that's the other problem. Then you got a paperwork issue. How do you keep separate the architectural review versus what's on right now? I mean,
Or you do it at your own risk.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, is it, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, yeah, I mean, how much further is it going to get you? I mean, the construction I get, doing the reverse gable, things like that, that's just going to get you further ahead to that point. But again, doing siding, you still have a bunch of other functional items it seems that we need to get resolved.
I mean, I can understand opening up the gable, and that's
Yeah.
a small portion, but you're talking about almost 95% of the building. We're just taking off the old stuff and putting in the new. All the lighting.
Talking to the microphone. Yeah, you're not picking it up.
The siding is 95% of the work that, we're going to do on the building. And the lighting that's being replaced, it's all in the same spot.
Right.
And we're not relocating, we're actually eliminating a few exterior mounted lights.
No, listen, I understand. I do understand, but it's kind of tough for us to make it's kind of tough for us to kind of separate it out, too. And again, there's a couple of bigger issues. I mean, to try to get some of these things resolved ahead of, and again, this is your first meeting. It's not that you were coming in, it's not like we were going to give it an approval tonight anyway. Even if we were 100% satisfied with what we had, we would still be pushing it to the next meeting anyway, because we'd have to authorize the planner for a resolution. So it would be, at least a month away, or at least next month for an approval. At this point, being there's so many open issues, I mean, yeah, we are going to push further out because you still have to make a resubmission and adjust some of these items. Given, I mean, even if we did, I mean, we're giving it,
I think you're at a proceed at your own risk.
even if we did say, okay, with the architectural feature and the siding, you're still not at a point with the signage. And then I don't know how that would work with getting a CO to open and operate.
Well, that won't happen.
That's not going to happen until we're all done. I'm just trying to get a jump into...
He's just trying to keep going.
Yeah, I'm just trying...
I get it.
Thank you. And I'll proceed at my own risk. I guess my question would say, hey, do you guys like the colors? One of you guys give me a smirk, and I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not going to open up. I know I'm not getting a CO yet, but I just need to keep moving. It's been at a standstill for a while on the outside.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, I had, 14 40-yard dumpsters that I used so far for that property.
Right. That's, yeah, well, you
I didn't expect so much.
You didn't do your homework when you bought the place, I guess. That's,
But you know what? I'm still happy with the outcome. So
yeah.
it'll be nice.
So let's, all right. I'll leave it up to the board. I mean, what do you guys feel with the architectural? The architectural based on the color, just the color and the reverse gable at this point.
And the windows.
Reverse gable. That was and the reverse gable is just this section at the front only, correct? right? Because there's no additional, the one on the south end is currently existing, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so it's just the one that's the one on the east side of the building that faces Route 9 that you're going to be building?
That's it.
Okay. So that would be that one, right, correct, the one right there.
I wouldn't have a problem with the colors or the gable. It's basically, but you're still at your own risk.
And the windows and the awning, do you like the colors, even if it's at his risk?
Yeah, no, they look okay.
I just figured, look at everything.
Where those pictures were.
I came to our town to start a business, let's help you.
Thank you.
So it's basically, sorry, so it's basically, hold on, where was that south, so this is east. Yeah, so it's basically this.
Surprised that place was allowed to stay open.
All right, so you're good?
Yeah, we're okay with it.
I'm good on it.
All right, so, all right, so.
Well, what's the worst case scenario? Well, one of us says, oh, I don't like this color.
We don't like the color, and he's got to change the color later on.
It's his building, man.
So it's yeah, so if you guys are okay with the color,
We're good with it.
and you're okay with that, with the architectural feature, the reverse end, the reverse gable going on the east side of the building. Huh?
That I'm okay, but I'm focused on the colors.
All right, we're not approving signs, we're not approving lighting, we're not approving anything.
We're not proving anything, we're just saying.
We're just saying that we're okay.
We're not going to give you a hard time on it.
With the colors.
Right. But if he was to proceed with those things, everybody's okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
I appreciate it.
All right, you're okay with that, Barbara, then?
Oh, yeah, if you're okay.
And it's at your own risk, just.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so if everybody shows up, when you come back the next time and they decide to change the color.
Camera.
Not on the camera, pal.
You're bound to that. You okay? Just, all right. As long as that understanding's in place. All right, so you go ahead and do that, and we'll go from there. You guys have your,
And you know what, you mentioned that that's an issue. It shouldn't, hopefully it's not an issue. Hopefully it's just documentation.
Reference to
The septic and the water.
I know, yeah, that's when you don't understand.
Yeah, I get it.
You say that, it's no big deal, that's what you do.
Exactly.
you might, yeah.
I mean, if you, when you bought the place, if you were not aware of any water or septic issues, it shouldn't be an issue. So,
I had an issue in Rhinebeck, I bought a property in Rhinebeck, same big issue over there.
Yeah.
They're taking care of it.
okay,
I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. All right, have a good evening.
We done?
No, we're not done yet. Motion. Getting closer. All right, so the next one, this one should be pretty straightforward, I hope. It's an architectural review for Skin by Eve facade renovation.
Good. Jeff and I went to high school together and played high school football together.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, is that supposed to be a conflict of interest?
Yeah, denied. Denied.
We were pretty good.
Good evening.
Jeff Econom, consulting engineer. I'm here to represent Eva Aldenary for 735 Sergeant Palmetier. Pretty straightforward. Her contractor started to do remove the siding, and redo the siding. They found out that they needed a permit. Apparently, her contractor called the village instead of the town. So, they were told they didn't need a permit, and then it was, whoops. So I have some elevations here. Currently, the siding was on the horizontals, typical old, call it for house-type siding. They want to replace it with a vertical bat-on-board type siding. I have samples here. This is the siding, so the siding will run on the vertical like this. And this is the trim that'll be going around the windows and the doors. In the front here, they want to do some stonework around the door just to give it a little pizzazz around the door. So where the door is, they just put a triple header there to hold, just as a ledger to hold the stone. Other than that, they're going to remove one window. The area is not being used, so for security, I think that's where she's going to keep her supplies and everything. And that's pretty much it. That's all she wants to do.
So
Just the front of the building they're doing?
We're going to reside the whole building.
The whole building.
Yeah, and make it uniform all the way around.
Just a question, the stone, what kind of color?
It'll be a grayish,
It's more of a-
similar to the stone that was at the base.
Okay, that was currently there on the front?
Correct. It'll be the grayish. So
All right.
it'll blend in with
There, right?
Yeah. So similar to what's currently there now?
Correct. And it'll blend in with the side.
Yep, okay. All right.
Looks fine to me. No reds here. Right?
No.
All right. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Okay. So if nobody has any questions or concern, entertain a motion to approve the proposed changes as submitted.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Okay, motion made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. All right.
Thank
So
you.
you're all set?
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So it'll be good.
Huh?
Things will be good.
Oh, they're going. All right.
We know each other through the building.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. We'll see you at the reunion this year? They're planning a big reunion. I don't know where it is. Okay.
All right. Listen, you guys catch up later on. We got a couple more things, all right? Thanks.
We'll see you, Joe.
All right. The next item on the agenda is a conceptual review for Heavenly Hearts Pet Crematory.
Good evening. I'm Justin Bogdanti. This is my wife, Mary.
Right.
The applicants for...
Justin, you just...
Yeah, speak into
the
that
applicants
mic.
for Heavenly Hearts. Not really sure what to go over, so it would be for a special use permit to operate a pet crematorium at 72 Airport Drive, Unit 13, in the Airport Industry Zoning District. It's already an existing industrial complex, and I had attached some pictures in my application. So it's off of Airport Drive. It has its own driveway cut already, and then the two buildings there. My understanding is that this was the prior site of a pet crematory for Hartsdale Pet Crematory, and that this use is defined in the use table. So these units have, I think, all the same basic setup, which is just a regular, like a man door in the front that goes into like an office reception area, and then in the back they all have overhead doors with like a dedicated workspace that's separate. So my proposal really doesn't change the floor plan at all. There's no modification really to what's existing there, because that's in line with how I would use it anyway, which would be in that front area, which would allow me to meet with people, to have items on display and for sale, funerary items such as like urns or pieces of jewelry, or just, you know, different things that people could purchase for their pets. It would also be an area where we would offer assistance with the bereavement process to families as they go through the loss of a pet. So that would be the front area, and then in the rear area is just a large, it's got a concrete floor and just your standard warehouse type steel building setup, and that would house the rest of the operation, which would include storage of inventory, refrigeration, And then it would also ultimately have the cremation equipment. The proposed cremator would be a U.S. cremation equipment, Sierra 300. That equipment complies with the newest, so in 2025, there was legislation that said that all cremators in New York State had to be brought up to standard. This equipment is the latest equipment that meets that standard. New York State DEC regulates that. They've looked at it. They've gone over its specs, and they've actually issued an air registration on it previously. So that was pretty recently, but it shows its compliance with all of the newest regulations in New York State.
You're not really changing anything on the building, right?
Really, I don't know that there's much that I'm even allowed to change, because these are all individual condo units that are governed by a set of rules, and I don't believe that they allow really for you to make personalized changes to the property. They're all pretty consistent, and they all
So
are basically the
there's
same.
basically, the only thing you pretty much would be changing on the outside, maybe a sign, you'd be installing a sign.
Is a sign. I think that even in their rules, they stipulate the size of the sign.
Yeah,
where it
which
has
is
to be
probably
affixed
based
to,
upon a
and-
previous site plan approval.
Right.
Yeah, so, okay, so but really, for the most part, you're not really changing anything on the outside.
No, really, the biggest...
Everything else will be contained to the inside of the building.
Right, the biggest modification would be that there needs to be a hole put into the roof where it would exhaust.
Right, for a chimney.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And with that, with the chimney, how high is that going to be above the building?
So I don't have, and the manufacturer has recommendations for how high above the peak it needs to be. I think it's really dependent on the slope of the roof and how far above that it has to extend. Minimally, I believe it's 3 feet that it has to come out of the roof. But again, I think it's really dependent on the pitch.
It depends on the pitch.
Yeah.
To get the right draft,
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, that's going to be one of the questions, because again, I guess just to be clear, I know we have to have, at a minimum, we have to have a public hearing regarding this because it's a special use permit for the crematory. So I think that's the biggest thing. We don't have to go for an amended site plan approval on this?
Well, what he's doing is he's adding this use.
Just adding the use to the
For him.
property.
So the use was there for somebody else, but when the person left, the use left. And it was not in this building, it was in the building in the rear.
Okay.
So he's just getting his unit approved with this use.
Maybe stating on what different,
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if it, in terms of, I mean, obviously, if they submit a full application.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out, to what extent do they have to what extent of an application do they need to, other than the special use permit?
I
Do we
actually
need to?
I have the same question that I had for Village Pancake Factory. Are they on well and septic there?
Yes.
So, I mean, there was probably an allocation for that group of buildings for what each one could use, and
Right.
we just need some documentation that it can accommodate his use, whatever they got.
And I'm sure he has to
So
submit with the
This
unit.
business actually uses no water, there's no...
But you have an office and you have a toilet and you have...
Right, and there's existing office and office staff there. My business would not exceed what's currently there. It would probably be less than...
So we just need that documented, okay?
Yeah, so within that application, that should just be something that should be included, something that's at least stating that there's going to be no increase in, in water usage or sewer, or disposal that needs to be treated.
I just want to speak for the applicant. He came in and he was just a little nervous because of the type of business it is. That's not always well received in all towns. And I think I encouraged him to come tonight to just see how you felt about it. We already had one there, we've never had a complaint, there's never been a problem with it, and again, with the technology, it's becoming where nobody'd even know it was there unless you saw the sign.
And that's what I would say, too.
But I think he just wants to feel, before he spends the money on a full site plan, that this board doesn't have any major outstanding issues, right, Justin?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just curious, do you have to get permits from anywhere else, from the state or anything for this kind of use?
So the equipment in question was already issued the air registration from DEC. That's one piece of it. I submitted my operator licensing. That's also governed by DEC. The last piece of it, and when I called the Department of State, they told me that it really wasn't appropriate for me to apply at this point, is just the business licensing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the registration that you provided us, that's for a different location, correct?
Correct.
You own, okay, so you operate this other one. Right. Is that one, are you keeping that location too, or are you opening another
That location doesn't actually exist at this point.
It doesn't exist, okay.
That was just, they looked at it for that site, they approved it, they said that it met all of the requirements to be put into service as of this year.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, for the most part, I mean, if everybody feels comfortable with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine.
I mean, it is in, it is in the, airport industrial area, so.
Right.
Yeah, it conforms, so, yeah, I mean, I don't see much of an issue. I mean, you get a couple extra comments that we've had, and then it's just a matter of, unfortunately, we have to go through the process and, have a public hearing for this, and then, assuming the outcome that may, require restrictions. I mean, in case for some reason there are comments regarding it, but beyond that, I don't see too much of a problem. I mean, there was one there in the past, so.
Okay. So this will require a new site plan then?
So the other paperwork, you have to fill out an amended site plan and special use permit. I can help you in the office.
Okay.
And then you submit that with some of that other information that we spoke about, that I said right now, this is more for, that everyone's comfortable with what you do.
Right.
And then we can get you on the next available agenda, and they, if everything's right, can set a public hearing, and based on the public hearing, we can move you forward.
So go see Barbara tomorrow, basically.
Do you have any other questions, Justin?
No.
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night.
Okay. All right, so now we're come down to the end. We have 2 extensions. One, Terra Grosso is seeking a 1-year extension on a subdivision application. The application was proposed was for a 3-lot residential subdivision. The extension, if we grant it, will run retroactively from July 9th, 2025 through January 8th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve that extension for 1 year.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second, do we have all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so we're all set there. The last one is a extension for site plan and special use permit for CarMax Auto Superstores. I see the attorney has been patiently waiting this evening.
Saving the best for last, right? I'm here to answer any questions you may have. I don't want to belabor your agenda any longer than it has been tonight. We are seeking a 1-year extension to go through till August of next year. We've been working on satisfying conditions of approval, including DOH, most significantly. FillPad is installed. I heard the discussion about the FillPad at the work session, so we've been working closely with DOH to get that complete.
Okay. So it's basically just meeting, at this point, you just need to complete the final conditions for the site plan approval.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so with that,
I'll make a motion.
okay, motion's made, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All set, you're welcome. All right, so being that we're down to the end of the agenda this evening, if there's, actually, there's one thing, actually, it's not a big deal, discuss real quick. So there was a Mountain View Ranch. There was that subdivision out on, what is that, Smith Crossing?
And
correct?
Maloney, Smith Crossing and
Smith Cro-
Maloney.
Yeah, all right. So I know they've been in with us, they've had questions, there was concerns whether or not, what they absolutely needed to have on the site plan. There was some discussion. Unless anybody has any real issues, I'd like to be able to just meet with staff next week.
Good idea.
And try to resolve the issues, to come up with whatever the bare minimum we need to do with this thing to move it forward for them, and go from there.
What is it?
All right, so if everybody's in.
We're all good with it. Tommy's
Totally good with that. I don't want to see the
They
guy
already
get beat up.
outnumbered you, so it
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
matter. All right.
No.
So I'm gonna set a date and have a meeting with them next week and try to resolve this and try to get it moving forward. All right, so other than that, that's the rest of it for the evening, so unless somebody's got something else they want to discuss, but.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, motion's made, do we have a second? All right, all in favor? Aye. Done.